If you live in a dry area like me, water storage becomes very important. You start looking for all the ways that you can store all the water that you need. And with this tank, you'll be off to a very good start. Today we're looking at the VEVOR 143-gallon water storage tank. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. Now, this isn't a traditional water storage tank. Most of us think is a solid structure when we say a tank. This is a very thick PVC bladder that will store up to 143 gallons. Now, they do have these in other sizes. There's one in 63, 87, and the 143 one here. I decided to go with the biggest one because we're going to put this outside and use it for gardening water and such, hand washing, maybe showering, whatever. We're going to keep it out there just as an emergency backup. I have plenty of water stored already in 55-gallon drums. But hey, you know what? Living in the desert, you can never have enough. When you see how much water you use on your water bill, you'll understand that. And it's like, wow. So this will hold up to 143 gallons or 540 liters. You can safely deliver water to gardens, trees, landscapes with this emergency water storage. Now, they do say that it can only be used as per non-potable water, such as water storage or recycling water for your garden or whatever. Honestly, if you have a good water filter, I really wouldn't worry about that. I suspect that the material isn't food grade, and that's where their concerns are coming from. I would filter the water regardless, even if it was potable. I would still filter it because it's coming out of my hose and the garden there, so I would probably filter it anyway. I would think with proper filtering, it can be used as drinking water. But you know what? Having extra water for bathing, watering your garden, washing your hands, clothes washing, cleaning, whatever you need to do, you really wouldn't need to have any filtration on it. So this is 1000D PVC, no leaks from repeat use according to what they tell us. It's made from 1/20th 1.2 millimeter thick PVC, has a puncture-resistant barrier to the exterior and interior, of course, 100% waterproof, odorless, and sunproof. Sunproof we're going to test out here because I'm going to fill this up. We're going to put it on the side of my house, you know, where my fence line is, and we're going to see how well, the sun eats everything out here, so we're going to see how well this holds up. Now, it does have 4 carrying handles, and we'll see that once it inflates. I'm going to open it up a little bit for you. You'll notice there's a valve here. This valve will go on the end. You'll use that plumber's or Teflon, whatever you want to call it, tape on the end of your spigot there. When you want to open it up, you'll just turn it to open, okay, and turn it to close like that. And give you a look at that's open and that's closed. So we are going to test the leak-proofness of it. And we are going to fill it up with water and see what it looks like filled up. This is big, okay? So if you're thinking about something for maybe something smaller, maybe you want to go with the smaller unit, but this one's pretty big. And honestly, water storage, you can never have enough. So if you have a place to put this where you can fill it up with water and just leave it alone, let it sit out there, not a bad idea, all right? It does have 4 carry handles. You'll see that when we open it up. This would be good for maybe securing water in your truck or RV. It can be folded up like this when not in use, as you can see. There is your spigot on the end there where it's going to come out. That is the end, all right? And it'll look a lot more information once we get it outside. But I just wanted to give you some basic info. This would be awesome for, say, emergency firefighting use, drought, other places where water storage is very important because of your facilities, whatever. Now, like I said, I'm going to be using this as an emergency water storage tank. I'm going to be keeping it filled outside. We are going to test it. We have ridiculously high heat going on out here in the desert, so it's definitely going to be worth a shot to give it a test. It does sit in sunlight all day, so it's going to sit out there. I want to see how strong it is once it's filled up. Will it burst? Will it pop? So I have it out on a rock. It's going to be sitting out on the rock. Let's get it outside, set it up, and see what it can take. Now, surprisingly enough, this isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I think it will be very thick, but I thought it would be a lot longer. But definitely got the gallon markings right on it. Now, you notice I attached the end piece there, and I did use the Teflon tape. This Teflon tape wasn't as sticky as some that I've used in the past, but I was still able to wrap it around the threads and screw it in there really nice and tight. So we got that closed up nice and tight. Now when you flip that back over, you'll see the hole where you're going to put the water in. So we are going to start it. I have a hose up that way. I don't know if you can see it because it's very bright out here, but it's up over there, and we're going to bring that hose over and fill it up and see what it looks like as it gets filled up. All right, so there we go. Got it going. Now they do mention to make sure that your hose that you're filling it with in there is small enough to leave some air around the hole itself so it can breathe as it's being filled up. But it's going to take a while, but we're going to load it up. I don't have the power on full either with the water, so it's going to take a while. We're going to fill it up, and that's the cap. And once it's done, we will see how strong this thing is and how tall it gets too. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, so it's filled up, and I would say it took about 15 minutes to get full. I was replacing the stakes in my VEVOR tent, because you know it comes with those little thin, tinny stakes. I put some decent stakes in there. And by the way, for those wondering, let me pop over this way. He's still standing, all restaked and strong and ready to go. But looks like it's doing the job. Nothing's leaking out from the bottom. I don't see any water coming out of there. It is sealed up. I did open it up to try it, and it was fine. Sealed up nicely on top, no problems. So we're going to see how the sun and the elements out here treat this. But that's 143 gallons that can be used for pretty much anything: flushing toilets, washing, watering your plants. I do need to get an adapter for the end there, because that is a very large adapter on the end. I need to get one that screws in there and will fit into a hose. Right now I could just dump it into a bucket. Not an ideal situation, so I will be getting that, and we'll probably do an update video when I get that. But hey, that's 143 gallons of water stored that I didn't have before, so I really can't complain. You see the handles on the end? They actually do make it fairly easy to move. When this filled up, that was kind of tucked under. You know, the entrance there, the exit was tucked under the valve there. So I wanted it out straight, and I just picked up one of the handles there, pulled it up, and out it came. So no problems at all. Now the dimensions on this: 59.1 inches by 35.4 inches by 15.7 inches thick. And weight, well, let's see, 143, 8 pounds a gallon. That's a whole lot of weight. So you need at least 4 people to carry it. But it's going to live here and stay here. This is where I want to just keep it and put it, and see how it holds up to the elements and any leakage or any problems. Doesn't look like it. I mean, again, I went over underneath there and made sure there were no rocks or anything sticking up. You know, just the basic pea gravel here. No big rocks or anything sharp sticking into it. Just common sense. But I'm pretty impressed with it. Looks pretty darn good. Now, the price on this. If you go to their site and you don't register, you just check out as a guest, it is $96.99. If you register on the site, it is $67.99. So for $68, which is cheaper than a 55-gallon drum that they're going for now. Now the 55-gallon drums are going for like $99. For that, you will have 143 gallons of water stored. And again, I think with a water filter, I would have no problem drinking that water. I would just run it through my Berkey or through one of my little drip filters, whatever, and it should be just fine. Worst comes to worst, I still have my portable distiller, and I could use that too. So that is the VEVOR 143-gallon water tank. I will leave you a link down below to check it out if you're interested in some water storage. And when you look back at it, I'm going to pull you back a little bit so you can kind of see and get perspective. That is a very torn up old little umbrella there, and you can see what the sun does to things out here. You can see how big that is. It's not huge. It's probably about 6 feet long, you know, maybe 5'6", about, you know, 5 feet 6 inches. Not huge, but if you've got room in your backyard or in your apartment somewhere, now I wouldn't do this indoors, mind you, but outside back of your apartment somewhere, maybe a hidden away spot, and who knows where, your bug out location, your cash you put away somewhere, I would have no problem putting this up and not worrying about it. Really, I even tested the spigot down there. I took it and moved it around a little bit. No leakage whatsoever, nothing at all. So I'm pleased with it so far. Again, we're going to give it some time, give it some testing out here, see how it does. Just like with the tent, you know, I want to make sure these things last through the summer, and I'll get back to you once all that's done. We'll maybe do a VEVOR wrap-up outdoor gear video and show you everything that's out here and what failed and what passed, and if they all passed, who knows. So don't forget to check out the link down below for this, and below that's my Amazon store. If you guys are interested in checking out my Amazon store, by all means check it out. If not, just click the link, shop as you normally would on Amazon. We do appreciate when you do that, and allows us to bring you lots of cool gear. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15% off any food item in the store, okay? There's no, but can't do this, can't do that. Nope, just go there, shop as you normally would on freeze-dried wholesalers, buy what what you want. And when you get to your checkout, you will notice my 15% discount just for using that link down below. And I know lots of folks have told me they've saved a lot of money using that link, so by all means take advantage of it. Our My Patriot Supply link, that's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. $80 off a 4-week kit. That's under $200 for 4 weeks worth of freeze-dried storage food, good for 25 years. And of course, don't forget our Thrive Life freeze-dried store as well. Those are the 3 companies that I trust with my food storage, and hopefully you can find one that suits your needs and you can trust too. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. I'm going to go inside and cool off now after filling that thing up. Stay safe and stay prepared.